All right, awesome. Well, today we're going to talk about the 5-step method to generating $25,000 now. Now, this live case study I have is something that I'm so proud of, near and dear to myself, and being able to present this to you. So let me go ahead and maximize this out just a little bit more. All right. So before we get started, I just want to start off with who I am. Okay. Some of you guys know who I am and some of you guys don't know who I am. So I'd rather go ahead and kind of teach you a little bit of who I am and what I've done in my life to give you this kind of information, this kind of sharing that I can do with you today. All right. So who am I? I've been internet marketing for the last 6+ years. Okay. I'm actually the CEO and co-founder of Sendlane.com, an autoresponder company. I'm the COO and a manager and partner of a clothing boutique in Las Vegas. And internet marketing for me, I've been responsible for over $50 million in online product sales. So that's $50 million in product sales that I've either been responsible for or consulted for, okay? And email marketing itself makes me $2 million a year. Now, you see all these great big numbers. I've been working my butt off for the last 6 years, but it wasn't always like this for me. There was a lot more to this. And let me go ahead and back up just a second and tell you guys a little bit more about myself, how I got started, where I came, and how this all happened for me, okay? Now, I had this whole nice presentation set up, but I can't figure out how to present that correctly on this, so I'm just going to show it to you like this, nice and raw. This is how you guys know it's live, because sometimes you just have issues and you just roll with it, all right? So at the age of 16 years old, I started to wash cars, okay? That's what I did when I was 16 years old. I was still in high school. I was working part-time washing cars. And over the years, I was fortunate enough to work really hard and move up the ranks, okay? I went from head lot attendant to sales guy to sales manager to finance manager, finance director. And eventually, by the age of 25 years old, okay, I was the youngest general manager in the USA. Now, that's really cool. It was really proud accomplishment of mine, okay? My store, I was running a Saturn store at that time, was one of the top 10 stores, and it was always a great accomplishment. But let's go ahead and see what actually, okay? Now, in 2008, there was bankruptcy, right? We always talk about this. There's a big bubble burst, all the real estate burst, and so did General Motors and all these auto industries as well. Excuse me. And when that all happened, I was faced with a decision. Now, when Saturn went under, we had all these stores, all these brick and mortar stores ready to go, no cars on a lot because all the Saturns are gone, and we had to make a decision. And they started a Kia franchise because that was the thing to do. If you had a Saturn store, it was to open the Kia franchise because Kia was up and coming. Now what happened was when they did that, they actually offered me part ownership into that new dealership. Now, most of you guys would probably say, wow, that's amazing. That's awesome. I would jump on that idea and opportunity. Well, for me, it wasn't what my calling was. Now, to this time, I was just not sure that this is what I wanted to do with myself. Doing the whole idea of having our own business, and so it's great, and that's what I wanted to do, but it wasn't the lifestyle. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about a story because it's actually not on my PowerPoint right now. But let me just kind of flip back to my camera. And I'll tell you guys a little story while I'm waiting for this next part to come up. All right. So let me just tell you a story. So it was around that time I was very, very fortunate to have a really good friend of mine. And this friend of mine, and a lot of you guys probably know who he is, but I'm not going to use his name here because I don't want anyone to get that all mixed up. But anyways, he was an internet marketer, and we were friends, but we weren't friends because he was an internet marketer. I didn't even know that's what he did. But it was when he showed me one day exactly what he's doing to make his money online that I was like so impressed. At first, I did the same thing. Everybody does the same thing when they hear internet marketing. Is it a scam? Does it work? Is it really true? Is it, yada, yada, yada. There's a billion questions that you ask, and a lot of people know this question, right? This is the question that everybody has. Well, the fact is that most people were like, I'm not sure. But I went to him one day and said, look, I've been doing this business thing for so long. I know how to run a business, but I don't know anything else past that. I know how to sell cars, basically. I know how to do everything from sales to service to finance and making sure the car sells. But the question is, what do you do and how can you help me? So he kind of sat me down and started to show me a lot of different things. And it was that moment that it took, months and months of me researching, understanding it to get it to click, but it was his mentorship and guidance that always helped me. Now, that was 6 years ago when I first started, and 6 years later, I'm sitting here and I have 3 multi-7-figure businesses under my belt, and I've, done some incredible stuff, lots of different things. I've mentored and coached lots of students. I have different businesses that I run. I have a lot of friends in the internet marketing, and I've actually done a lot of experiences in my life as well. Not only just materialistic, but experiences. I've been able to travel a lot. I've been able to do anything I want. In fact, if you look behind me, you can actually see one of my little fun things, experiments I've been working on is actually making a studio in my home office. So you can actually see there is a camera, tripod, and a couple other things hanging there. But anyways, let's get to the fluff. I just wanted to sit here and give you guys a 5-minute overview of who I am. For those that don't really know who I am, and those that know me, well, thank you for sitting here and listening to me, all right? So let's go ahead and flip back over to this PowerPoint because I totally missed that. And that's note to self. I need to put that back in there, okay? So let's go ahead and talk to you guys here, all right? So what's the goal for us today, okay? What's the goal here for today, all right? Today, we're going to talk about a few things, okay? Number one, we're going to talk about why 95% of marketers use email marketing, all right? We're going to secondly talk about works with any niche, offline, online, video, etc. It doesn't matter what niche you're in. Email marketing works in every niche, and I'm going to give you guys a couple examples of what it works. I'm going to show you a demo today of all the tools that I use to do email marketing and what these are, including those 5 steps. And I'm going to reveal to you guys my $25,000 case study. This is the fun case study that I have that I really want to show you guys, okay? Now, let's first start off with why do marketers fail, or people who want to be marketers fail, okay? This is always the first question I always talk about because I just want to make sure that you understand, you guys have been online. There's a lot of you guys here that are either been online or been trying to do this online thing, and I know you guys can relate, right? So how many people here have tried this online thing and have just failed over and over again? Send me a yes in my email right now. Just send me a yes so I know how many people we're working with here today, okay? Those people who have tried this, failed over and over again, and here are the reasons why you probably failed, all right? Shiny objects. We've got shiny objects that are just, let's talk about it. Let's, you see the next shiny object, you jump to the next shiny object, you forget about the last one, and you never get moving, right? You're always looking for that loophole or that next hot item, right? The thing that someone tells you that you can just sit there and you can, push a button, or, there's a hack or a loophole you hear about, right? Let's forget about that. And by the way, I'm seeing emails pouring in right now. Everyone's saying yes. They're just saying yes, 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 yes. And, I hear you loud and clear. And that's why I'm here today. And, the biggest thing that I tell you guys, and biggest things that people have when it comes to failed marketing, is they forgot about the basics. When it comes to marketing, one of the things that everybody continues to forget is that in order to run, you've got to walk. I was fortunate enough to be forced to walk before I was able to run. But today, in this age and industry, where 2015, where there's more noise and more marketers than ever before in the world, everybody always wants to teach you how to run before you walk. Does that make sense? That's what I want to talk about today, all right? So, there's all these shiny objects. There's loopholes. There's push button systems. There's magic this, magic that, and, video marketing this or a video marketing tool that, and this page builder and that page builder. There's a lot out there. We know there is, and I know there is because sometimes I even get personally tempted. But, for me, it's a little bit different because when I see these tools, I think about how can they automate my business. But when you're a newbie or someone who's newer into this industry and marketplace, a lot of the people don't think about it, but they just think, oh, I can just get this page builder, put a page up, and start making tens of thousands of dollars, right? Well, fact is, that's not true. You can't do that because you don't know the basics. Now, if you were in my shoes and I took that page builder, I probably would make tens of thousands of dollars because I'd incorporate it into other things that I'm doing in my business, right? So that's the number one reason why marketers fail. All right. Now let's go back here and look at this here. Wow, these emails are coming in like crazy. Okay. All right. So why do 95% of marketers use email marketing? Let's talk about that right now. Okay. So let's face it, all right? You're here at this webinar. You guys are here because you went through my funnel, okay? And we're going to describe what a funnel is in a little bit. Excuse me. And when you guys came here through my funnel, how did you guys get here? And I'm not even going to wait for you guys to say it because the fact is, most likely, you guys were brought here by email. You guys were emailed the link to come see my free book. And when you got my free book, you went into it and downloaded it, or you saw the training link and you signed up, and that's why you're here today, right? Correct? Of course it is, yes. And I see people already pouring in, yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. And that's exactly what's going on. You guys came here through email marketing. So here's the question, why aren't you doing exactly that? Well, guess what? Today, I'm going to teach you that exactly how that works. All right. So first things first, I want to jump here and I'm going to teach you the email marketing diagram. And I don't want you to get scared by this because it's actually just 3 easy steps inside of here. It's just 3 actual platforms in here. We're going to talk about that. But you see this big little diagram that I have, it's not really that big. It's actually pretty simple and straightforward, okay? What you're seeing here is very straightforward. This is what you saw in your book. And depending if you read your book or not, you really know what the 3 steps are. It's actually pretty simple and easy and straightforward, right? So step number 1 is this, right? You have a 1-page website, your email list, your thank you page, your autoresponder, and manual. Now, I said that and it sounds overwhelming. And I'm going to show you what it really means in just a second when I show you the live tools. But that's what you're looking at and thinking that that's the hard part of this whole scenario. Now, that just took care of more than 50% of what you saw on that screen, right? Now, that whole thing can be automated for you. 98% of them automated. The only hard part is basically putting in some emails, but besides that, the rest of it's pretty much automated for you. And I'm going to show you that in just a little bit, all right? So let me show you the hardest part of this whole scenario, okay? It's this. Your squeeze page, your landing page, your opt-in page, a page that you see that you go ahead and put your information, your email address to get a gift. You're bribed, right? So when you came to my page here today, you were bribed with a book. You were told, hey, you need to give me your email address and I'll give you a copy of my book. Now I've got your email address and you've got my copy of my book, right? We made a fair exchange, right? That is the hardest part about this diagram. Everything else is easy. And even this is not as hard as you may think it looks. This may look hard, this may look pretty, this may look all sorts of things, but the reality of things is that this is actually easier than you think it is, all right? So the next thing we have, all right, step number 2 is this little block here. The part that's grayed out right here is affiliate offers and commissions and account. Really simple. Those are related to each other. It's really affiliate offers. The commission and account is just a result of your affiliate offer. So really finding an affiliate program, okay? It's not as hard, again, as it sounds, but a lot of people struggle when it comes to it. And people are still coming in with that, yes, I failed over that. Well, I'm glad you guys are understanding it. So I want to teach you guys more stuff here today. And I'm just doing a quick overview first, and then we're going to dive in just a little bit deeper, all right? So then the last thing, the step number 3, this is the 3rd step of that whole element, all right? We covered everything else that's already lit up here. The only thing is that dark area, right? Traffic. Traffic is the lifeblood of any online business, and it really isn't as hard. But I will tell you, there is no easy solution with traffic except one. And there's one easy solution. I'm going to teach you that tonight. I'm going to teach you what the easiest way to get laser targeted traffic to your funnel is, or to your email list and growing your email list, okay? And people overlook this because they kind of don't understand it. But the problem why they don't understand it is because they do it all wrong. And that's the problem that really comes down to people. And that's why we're here, all right? So let's move on, all right? So now I'm going to jump to my notepad, all right? Because I don't like actually using these PowerPoint presentations. I'm terrible at these presentations, all right? So I'm going to flip down here. Let me flip here and stop showing that. All right, let's see if I can flip there. All right, cool. I'm going to flip to it, and I'm going to flip to my notepad because I am the best when it comes to notepad because that's what I'm good at, all right? So let me just type something here so I can see it. And hi, everybody that joined in late. Glad you guys can see me. I still see people. It's funny with Google Hangout. It depends on who's coming at one point. So it's interesting. All right. So there we go. All right. So now you guys, all right, let's see. Present to everybody. All right. Where did I lose it? All right. So now you guys see my screen, right? You guys see my little notepad. I'm going to zoom it out so you guys can see it when it comes to it. All right. So let's talk about this, all right? And I talk about this business because email marketing is a business that anybody can do. Not only that anybody can do, but anybody should do, if regardless of what you're doing e-commerce. It doesn't matter if you're doing video marketing, if you're doing offline marketing, online marketing. It doesn't really matter because email marketing is the way to create laser target traffic for yourself. But let's back it up before we get in there, okay? So there's 5 simple steps when it comes to email marketing, okay? I'll write this here, email marketing, all right? So there's 5 simple steps when it comes to email marketing. These 5 simple steps, in my mind, it's 5 simple steps because I look at it. But in reality, there's only 3 actionable steps. call it, okay? These are 3 actionable steps. Those 3 actionable steps I explained in my book. There's actually 5 steps overall. Those are simple, but the 3 actionable, the ones that you're actually doing are what are explained in the book, all right? So we're gonna go over today the actionable steps first, and then we're gonna talk about what the overall picture of those 5 steps are, all right? So step 1 was your one-page website, right? Your thank you page. And I'm gonna describe what each one of these are in just a second, okay? All right, so your one-page website, we looked at that. That's an opt-in page. That's a landing page, a squeeze page, whatever you want to call it. You guys have heard it in many things. It's the thing that takes your email from you. It's the thing that you enter your email in. That's as layman term as I can get it to, all right? The thank you page is the page that you are taken to after you put your email in, all right? That's the actionable steps. So we're going over actionable steps so we know. Here, actionable. Right? And that's your thing. And the last thing is your autoresponder. Now, that name may sound scary, but reality of autoresponder, or the idea of an autoresponder, is actually easier than you think it is. An autoresponder is simply this. It's the system that takes that email for you, stores it in a database, and it lets you email in bulk to that person, okay? So there can be hundreds of people in that autoresponder. When you entered your email into my book offer, you were put into my autoresponder. So that's what an autoresponder is, all right? So that's the first actionable step. Actionable step 2 is finding affiliate offers and commission programs, okay? Those are all the same thing. So actionable step is finding that product, okay? Now, let's talk about this. And the first thing I know people are already asking, and I see them already, is people like, you know, what's that called? First of all, people are saying, oh, you know, I don't know a niche to pick. You know, people already know these terms, and people always seem to have that kind of issues when it comes down to hearing these things. They go, oh, commission programs, affiliate programs, I don't know what niche to pick. Well, let's face it, all right? This is the one thing I tell people about the niche, all right? There's 2 things, actually. There's 2 things I want to share right now. Number 1, you should always be a small fish in a big pond before being a big fish in a small pond. Does that make sense? Basically, I want you to find a niche that's so overwhelmingly big that you can make a little piece of that pie instead of going after that small micro niche where you are the big fish in that small pond. All right, that's the first niche. The second niche is stay in a niche that you're passionate about. So you're here finding your way to make money online or trying to do this internet marketing thing, right? So why isn't that your niche? I always tell people that. Why isn't this the niche that you even think about? Because think about this, okay? You joined internet marketing to find a solution for yourself to work from home or start your own online business. Why are you going into this business to start another one? Why not take the business that you're interested in or the one you're doing right now, create a business around it first, master it, and then start second niches or third niches or fourth niches, whatever you want to do, right? So why do you think outside of that? That's the first thing that I tell people when it comes to this actionable step, because it's important. So knowing that, you should be looking at programs in your affiliate step number 2. Well, guess what? You're being emailed programs right now in your inbox from other people. Those are offers that you can promote yourself, right? So your actionable step number 2 is actually not as hard as you think it is, all right? And step number 3, this is actionable step number 3, traffic, all right? Now, this is the big word. Everybody goes, oh no, traffic. What am I going to talk about? What am I going to do right here? Because traffic is one of the hardest things we want to talk about right now. You guys have heard it. There's like these push button traffics. There's all these different traffic, social media, etc. But let's break it down a little bit, okay? There's 2 ways. There's free and paid traffic, all right? And everybody goes, oh, I want that free traffic, etc. Well, guess what? I know some of the best free traffic experts in the world. And they don't get the traffic for free. They got to buy websites. They got to buy hosting. They got to buy plugins. They got to set it up. They got to spend hours and hours. They got to buy banners. They got to buy all sorts of things. Excuse me. Let me just get that. And these free traffic experts spend as much time and effort as you would if you would have done paid, all right? And I'm going to break this down to you today and tell you why free versus paid and what you should be thinking about today, okay? Now, let's go with freeways, all right? Freeways, SEO. Obviously, you guys have tried this. Search engine optimization, basically being on the page of one of Google or being able to, show up in search engine rankings, right? That's what SEO is. You guys have all heard this term. It's the hardest thing in the world, but if you do it right, you can get there. It just takes a little bit of time. But it does require money and effort, hosting, website, domain names. You got to buy content, plugins, this and that. You got to buy little things there. And so even though it's free in the long run, you do have the investment up front. All right, there's forum posting. This was one of those things that you've done back in the day where you can go onto these forums, popular internet marketing forums, for example, and go in there and basically have two things going on for you. One, you're posting as an expert position. So, you know, most of the things that people ask in the world, and I'll tell you this right now blatantly, if you're looking for something in a program, a lot of times that information may be available on the internet for free. But a product is basically a compilation of all that, just like a book or how-to, anything that you have. There's so much information on the web. It's so much noise. When you can find a product that teaches you everything in one little area, that's great, right? Well, on forums, one of the things that you can get free traffic for is basically becoming in position yourself as an expert. And that can be done simply by going on a forum and explaining exactly how to do something, and then putting your link on the bottom saying, hey, if you want more information, come visit my one-page website here. Simple, right? That's pretty simple and straightforward. But, you know, again, it's a lot of work because you have to spend hours and hours. The last thing is social media. This goes both ways on free and paid. It can go either way because social media is free if you're just targeting your friends, or you can go to viral, if you can make something go viral. But outside of that, it is also considered paid, right? So this is the free, all right? And then let's go jump to paid traffic, all right? Let's jump over to paid traffic, solo ads, all right? I'm gonna write some down. Facebook advertising, or let's do social media advertising because it can go either way with Facebook and Twitter nowadays, right? Or YouTube or whatever. Video marketing can go both ways as well. You know, that's one I missed up here too, video marketing, all right? It can go free, it can go paid with like YouTube or any of these other ones that you have now. All right, or Facebook and all those, okay? PPC or PPV, I'm going to explain each one, so don't get flustered already. Banner ads, all right? We're going to go start from the bottom up just because it's easier this way, all right? We just talked about banner ads. What are banner ads? Pretty simple and straightforward. You've been to a website, there's been a banner, it's flashing, it's giggling, it's telling you to click here. Guess what? That is a banner ad. That's what you need to do, okay? All right? And then the second thing is PPC and PPV. Pay per click or pay per view. Those are what they stand for. Basically, every time someone clicks on your advertisement, or you're basically getting it. So you guys have gone to Google and typed in a search word. Let's just say you're typing in how to make money. There's gonna be little advertisements that pop up on the top. A pay per click view is basically, if you click on that, the person who made that advertisement is gonna get charged for it and charged for your click, so they're paying per click. Or PPV is pay-per-view, where it's displayed, and every time someone sees it, you pay for it, right? And that's the layman's term. I'm trying to make it as easy as understanding as possible here, okay? Video marketing, you guys have seen it. You go on YouTube, and when you're on YouTube, before you can watch your video, you've got to watch something else for 15, 20, 30, 45 seconds. That's video marketing. Someone paid for that ad and hopes that it planted some seed, branded it, made you do something, all right? Social media, you guys have seen the Facebook advertising, Twitter advertising, and so forth, right? And then the last is my favorite form of traffic is solo ads, all right? Solo ads or email media. You can call it email media. You can call it all sorts of different names people have called it. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what you're doing is you're paying someone else, okay? For example, myself, you've paid. Joe comes to me and says, hey, Jimmy, can you send me 500 visitors to my website? I say, okay, well, that's $500. Well, he pays me my $500 and I send him 500 clicks, right? Pretty simple and straightforward. And that's what email media is. And I'm going to talk to you why I always like to do different things. But in this case, we talk about all sorts of things. There's Reddit, there's all sorts of other things out there and available. All right. So let's jump back over here and let me see here. All right. Let me jump back over here to my, how do I flip this real quick? All right. All right, thing here. All right, so I'm back on screen now, and I'm going to jump to my PowerPoint now again. All right. All right, so we shared the notes. We're going to share the math in just a second, how scientific it is. But as I'm about to build into that, I really want to share into my $25,000 case study. I'm going to show you the math, as I just promised just a second ago. But I want you guys to understand how my $25,000 case study was set up first, okay? So you want to understand that first, so let's start there, okay? So here's just a screenshot, okay? Now this case study was done last year, so you can see it. It still works, it's relevant. I can do the same case study tomorrow, yesterday, last week, but you can see here my case study in action just September of last year, okay? So let's go back here, right? So with no name, no brand, no tech, no team, and no knowledge, all right? Read that again. No name, no brand, no tech, no team, and no knowledge. All right. See how I'm talking about that? Like, you know, what's that called again? Oh, someone actually told me that I should tell people to go to their HD settings. So on the bottom right-hand corner of this video, if you have it, there's a little wheel. And you should probably click on that wheel and hit quality and go to HD if you have a good internet connection, all right? So you want to go to, again, the little screen on the bottom right-hand corner is like a wheel. There's like a wheel, all right? I'm going to take everyone a second to do it. You're going to go to quality. You're going to click on quality, and you're going to click on 720p if your internet sustains it, okay? You want to go to it, Google will throttle back. But if you do that, it will eliminate some of this blurriness that some people are complaining about, okay? All right, so cool. All right, I just want to make sure that you guys understand that, and you want you to do that, all right? Perfect. All right, so we're back. All right, so let's go back to this, all right? So $25,000 case, no name, so I'm not using my name, no brand, I'm not using my company or anything, no tech, all right? So basically, I'm not the most technologically advanced person by myself. I have a team that helps me do these things. No team, again, team, these are people that work for me and under me, and no knowledge, okay? I'm going into a niche that I have no knowledge about. So I went to a niche just as close to a newbie as I could, and that was my result right there. This was my result after a couple months. It wasn't done overnight. It wasn't done with the magic button, push of a button, but I'm gonna show you what I did, okay? So that $25,000 case study looked like this. I had to set up my megaphone in my business, all right? I had to look for an offer, the TYP method, and the traffic. Those are the three things that I had to do, all right? And we're gonna switch back to my notepad right now, knowing all this, all right? And let me, oops, wrong one. Let me flip here back to my thing here, present to everybody. Oh, you know what? I just realized that I just showed off all sorts of things without actually explaining it. So now I'm showing it. So let me just go back, all right? So this was the screen, the no brand, no tech, all right? We showed off this. Okay, so it does look like it's showing. Okay, no big deal, all right? Let's stop this. All right, we're back. All right, so now we're gonna flip over back to my notepad because that's where I, again, work the best. I'm gonna teach you guys exactly what I did in that $25,000 case study. And I'm gonna do a breakdown where it won't take hours to explain, but just enough so you guys understand, all right? So here we are, we're back on my notepad. We did this all stuff earlier. Let's go ahead and erase all this. Let's start over fresh, all right? All right, so we needed to get my one-page website up, right? Now, a one-page website is like a squeeze page, a landing page, basically allows you to, oops, I just lost it. All right, so it needs to be what I call my megaphone or my business wizard. Now, these are things that allow you to do it. Now, that's the setup. The one-page website and the autoresponder are very important, right? And then you need to find an offer, all right? So these are the three things you have to do. You have to find an offer. You have to find a traffic, all right? All right, so finding a one-page website. Let's start right there, okay? Let me go back and stop sharing that screen real quick, and let's flip to this screen here. All right. How do I flip to the screen? This one here, and let me go to, where are we? Ah, there it is. All right. So we're flipping to this screen. This screen is basically, I am showing you inside what I call Sendlane.com. And I'm not showing you this to impress you or anything or get you guys interested in this. I just want you guys to see what I'm talking about, all right? So here, I'm going to show you guys a page. And let's start here real quick. Oops. All right, let me click on view page. All right, let me start here. Let me show you the page, all right? So the page you're seeing here is one of my personal development pages, right? This page was made within 5 minutes or less. And basically, I'm going to show you how it was made just in a second. I'm actually going to do a demo, right? This is how I made my one-page website, all right? We're going to make one right now in front of you, all right? So I'm going to hit Create Template. Let me just pick one of my templates I've got here. So let's pick this nice one here. Let's go ahead and pick this one. We'll call this Jimmy's page, all right? And we'll hit Submit. All right, so here we are. We're at the page. Hey, this page is happening now. Sign up and check it out. All right, so like you're seeing what I'm doing here. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. I'm going to go over here and add a thing, add a video on top of it pretty much, or in the bottom here, or wherever I want to add this video, just up there. Let's go ahead and add an image in here. Let's put some images in here, down here somewhere. So what you're seeing is what I call inside my business wizard. Now this business wizard allows you to do multiple things. Not only does it allow you to add random items like this. Oops, let me go back there. Not only does it allow me to add random items, but allows me to change my text as I want, right? It lets me to do anything I want. Try this. All right, so what is this? This is just part one of my what's that called? Of my 5 steps, or my 3 actionable steps, right? You see this, and it's really designed for anybody. Once you're done here, you hit save and continue. All right, I'm going to show you working right live, all right? We're going to put the SEO settings in. It doesn't really matter. Let's put in a quick code here and put it on my page, and let's go ahead and publish it because we don't need to do all that. And we've only spent like half a minute on this thing, so we can go ahead and view it real quick, okay? So there it is. This thing is actually a page that I created that allows me to basically be on the web within seconds. This is a web page that works. Now, that was step 1, all right? So let's go back. On my $25,000 case study, I basically created a basic website using this software, really simple and straightforward. I created one that looked just like this, and you were able to look at it. Okay, this free book, The Hidden Power of Your Mind, Untold Secrets of the Law of Attraction. All right, so you see that book, and it's really simple. And let me go ahead and flip back to my screen on my other one here. We're gonna just play screen flip all day. All right. All right. So we are. All right. So you are seeing here. You're seeing my one-page website, and that was built within minutes. All right. Now, you can't just use that one-page website without a gift, right? You're thinking, oh my God, where do I find a gift? How do I do it? Well, there's a magical thing called PLR, or private label rights. These are items that you can buy, put your own name on, you can change whatever you want on there, and you can give it away, you can sell it, do whatever what you want. It's called private label rights. So get a $3 private label right. All right. And then I had to go ahead and say, all right, time to go get traffic. Well, guess what? Not traffic, offer, right? I got to go find a commission program. So I'm going to go to JVZoo or ClickBank. So in this case, I did personal development space. So let's flip back over to, I'm going to flip back over. I'm going to, again, screen share, and we're going to jump back over. We're going to jump all over the place today because it's fun this way. And we're going to go back over to this page, all right? I'm going to present that, and this should work, all right? So we're going to jump over to a site called ClickBank, and ClickBank is one of the greatest marketplaces out there. There's a few of them out there. JVZoo is great for internet marketing. ClickBank is great for other niches like personal development and whatnot. Now, when I clicked on here, I went to the marketplace, and what I did was I went ahead and found the best product that I could find. So in this case, I was looking for personal development. So I went to self-help, what you see here. I'm gonna zoom in here. I think I can zoom in. Let me see. View, zoom in. What is it? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so I'm zooming in here, and it allows you to see all these products. These are all products that you can promote. All you got to do is press promote to promote them. It's really simple and straightforward. So I went ahead and found a couple offers that I can promote. All right, so you guys see that. It's pretty simple, again, and straightforward. I'm just finding a product to promote. So let's go ahead and back up there, and we're going to stop again, and we're going to flip back to my notepad. This is the last time I go to my notepad. Flip back, all right? I'm trying to keep it easy, all right? Sorry, guys. All right, let me see. I bet your questions are flooding in, okay? All right, so you guys are now back on traffic, and I see you guys asking questions here. Don't worry. I just want you guys to sit here and continue listening and watch and understand what happens next, okay? So traffic, I said, well, traffic is available in many types. We just talked about it. There's free traffic, there's paid traffic, all that stuff. Well, the one source of traffic that I always have enjoyed, the source of traffic that I am always excited about is solo ad traffic, because you are going to another person who has done all the work, and all you're doing is buying their traffic or buying their clicks, okay? Not only is it highly targeted in a certain niche, right? So this person did exactly what I'm teaching you. They already did it. So why not buy the traffic from the guy who already did it instead of going looking for that fresh traffic? So these people know who the person is. They know that this traffic is coming to them. It's delivered by email, and it's going to be delivered to you direct. So it's laser targeted traffic. So that's solo ads, right? I talk about this. Solo ads, email media, you can call it whatever you want to call, but however you want to slice it, but it's one of the strongest ways to drive traffic. Let's face it, right? You guys are here because you guys were invited through my email or through an affiliate email that sent you email. That's the same traffic that would have been sold to somebody as solo ad traffic or email media traffic, all right? So this is my thought process. I can say, and Eric says, I don't believe this is live. So I'm going to say, Eric, this is live, all right? This is absolutely live. If you guys saw how much I'm flipping back and forth, you guys would know that this is not a recording, all right? So that should make you a believer, all right? So a solo ad, what is that, all right? So we talked about that. We talked about exactly what it is. So this is where my math started happening with my $25,000 case study. I realized that I had a system that worked, that I knew that needed to be proven, and that's why I made myself a guinea pig, and that's what we're talking about right now. This is my $25,000 case study. It wasn't supposed to be a $25,000 case study. It was actually just supposed to be a case study that proves that my system works and my system does exactly what I say it is, okay? So that's what I'm talking about right now, all right? So we have 500 people on a solo ad, right? 500, I said, oh, I'm sorry, let me go back up. I have 500 people, that's what I thought, all right? So let me do the math here, right? I said, all right, if I bought 500 people on a solo ad, right? And this is how my math started in my head, okay? 500 people as a solo ad. I said, all right, my goal is to make a 14-day ROI, and I'm gonna teach you how to do that, okay? And then I said, all right, so $500, all right? So let's go ahead and say I want to go buy that solo ad, all right? I want to buy $500 worth of solo ads. I want to spend that money today and get myself going. So this is my thought process before I did that. I'm going to show you how I actually ramped up and scaled this process, all right? So we spent $500, all right? And let's just say for sake of math that it was $1 a click. You can buy for cheaper out there, not too much cheaper, but you can buy cheaper than $1 a click, maybe 80 cents, 75 cents. If you're seeing clicks for 10 cents, 5 cents, 3 cents, 1 cent, then it's probably not good traffic anyway. So you should stay away from that anyways. I'll tell you guys that right now, all right? So then if I bought 500 clicks, that means I'm gonna get 500 visitors, right? To my page. That means if I got a 50% opt-in rate, that means if 50% of the people that visited my website gave me their email, okay, that's 1 in 2, right? So 1 in 2 people, that means I would have 250 people on my list, all right? Now, I just did the math and say, all right, if I put together an aggressive autoresponder or one that promotes marketing and basically doing money marketing and doing a 14-day heavy autoresponder, if I jumped onto a 14-day heavy autoresponder, I knew that I can make my initial $500 back, okay? And I knew that if I continued on that pace, right, that I can continue on and make at least $250 a month. And I'm going to teach you guys why that works right now. Excuse me. So the subscriber, $1, okay, so they say that basically one email address, okay, that opts in, okay, not just a random email address, but an email address that actually comes on to your website, okay, one email address and opts in their information is worth $1 per month, okay? So if I have, we just did the math here, we had $500 we spent, we got 250 people on the list. That means we got $250 per month that you're making with that email list, right? So now let's look at this, all right? So I spent 500, right? So let's go back, and then the next month, 250 the next month, and so forth, right? So let's say I spent 500, I got my 500 back in 14 days, and then the next month, I made 250. So let's say I took that and reinvested that idea, right? $750 I've got, right? So let me go ahead and get that $1 click again. Again, it wouldn't be this much, but I'm using for math so that everybody can stay pretty solid and focused, even the bad people who aren't great in math, so it's easy to understand, right? So $1 click, that means a 50% opt-in that I'm gonna get 375 subscribers, right? Pretty simple and straightforward. It makes sense and all that stuff, right? So I have 375 subscribers. My goal, again, is in 14 days to make my money back, to make the $750 back. That's just getting $2 a lead back. That's basically putting an very aggressive 14-day autoresponder in place. I call that being a money marketer and being able to make your money back. Now, I'm using this idea because there is a whole nother side of this whole idea of being a relationship marketer where you have a relationship with your list. I teach that later on as well. But right now, I'm just teaching you for the sake of being able to make fast money or understanding my $25,000 case study. And that's why I wanted to do it. This case study was designed based around this, all right? So let's say that I did this and I was able to take that 400 and make that 14 days and make 750 back. Well, my list went from 375 that we had right there on the subscriber plus, what did we say earlier here? We built a list of 250, right? So we bet 250 earlier that I spent that initial $500 investment with, right? Now, what's the number there? I've got 625 people on my list now. So 1 month equals $625, right? Plus the 750 I invested, right? So basically, we take that 750 plus the 625 that we just earned that next month, and we made it $1,375, all right? And then we turn that into 50% at $1 a click, and that's like 687.5, I think. So 687 people, right? I'm just doing this faster now because I think you guys are understanding. 687 plus we take that 375 plus the 250, and all of a sudden, or yeah, it's a 625, right? That's what it was. So it would become 1,312 leads or 1,312 a month. You guys see where I'm going with this? You guys follow exactly what I'm saying? What I'm basically showing you in math and layman's term is that the idea of creating a list is how you could create a sustainable and long-term business, okay? So I wanted to show you guys this on how my thought process first worked. This was all my thought process. I said, if I can do this, and if I follow my team in math, basically I should be able to generate $25,000 a month or more doing that, right? Now, because my budget was a little bit bigger than everybody else's, I will tell you that, you know, it's a different story, but that's how it works. And again, I see a couple people asking about it. Make sure you click on the little wheel on the bottom right-hand corner. It looks like a little wheel, like a gear wheel. And if you click on it, it says settings. Click on that and go ahead and make sure your quality is set to 720p, and you'll be able to see the best quality ever. I see a couple of people asking about it, all right? So you guys see, I'm going to go back to this. So you guys see how I took that initial $500 investment, right? Took that initial $500 investment, and within just a little bit, I've already made that 500 to making it 1,312 a month or more, right? You guys see that, right? Now, this math isn't designed to basically say that anybody can replicate it. I'm just showing you the most aggressive way of doing it, showing you that this business does exist, that you could make money on that, right? So now you've made that $1,312 a month plus your initial $750. So you actually end up making about $2,000 that month doing exactly that. Now, I said, all right, that makes sense. I know I could do that. So I said, all right, in July, I decided to do this. I said, all right, I'm going to take that money and say, all right, I'm going to do it in big scale, right? So I took $12,000, okay? Now, you guys know that sounds incredibly a lot of money. I'm not telling you guys to go spend that. I just want you to know how my $12,000, how my money came to work for me, okay? Now, we did a 50% opt-in, right? And we had 6,000 leads, all right? So what does that mean real quick, all right? And in 14 days, I was able to make my 6,000 back. I was able to make my $12,000 back, I'm sorry, plus have my 6,000 leads, right? So that was in July, all right? So that's pretty simple and straightforward, right? In July, I was able to make 12 grand, right, with my 6,000 lead. So I took that 6,000 and I said, all right, well, in August, I'm going to spend another 12 grand because I made my 12 grand, got my 50% opt-in again, and I got another 6,000 leads out of that, right? In 14 days, I made my 12 grand back, just like it. Plus, I added another 6,000, right? Well, let's face the facts now. Now I have got 6,000 plus 6,000, so I've got a 12,000 email list, right? Plus, I was able to go ahead and add to myself with that money that I originally invested, buy more SOLAS. Next thing you know, in September, I cleared north of 25 grand. It was more than that, but I wanted to use that solid number because I was able to do it. Now, 12 grand a month. Oops, sorry. And then I also had 12,000. $12,000 budget still back in my pocket that I spent to grow more, right? So by then in September, I was able to grow 25 grand a month. Now, I'm not telling you guys that this wasn't an aggressive scheme. This was super aggressive. I did it very aggressive, and the results are not typical. I don't want anyone to think that these results are typical, that you can spend 12 grand and get it. But I want to tell you that if you put your mind to it and you follow the steps, these are the steps that I used in my own business, and I expose that inside my course. And basically, that is what I do to make that money. And this was done in the personal development space. This wasn't done in the internet marketing space, so I had no knowledge. All I knew was that I liked law of attraction. I've heard of law of attraction. I've heard of some big names in law of attraction, and I wanted to make sure that it would work, okay? So that's where it comes down to the numbers, all right? So that's where my $25,000 case study came from, and that's where I was really proud to be able to say, all right, great. So, you know, that's how I was able to do it. Now, let me flip the camera real quick, all right? All right, so you guys understand exactly what I just did there. Basically, what I showed you guys is basically the math of how this system works. I've been telling you in the last 45 minutes plus the book that you read, so that probably took about 20 minutes of your time. When you read that, you guys got an understanding of exactly what I'm teaching. I'm teaching you guys how to build an email list. I'm teaching you guys to be on this side, basically the side that emails you out to get people there. Now, think about this. I always say this, and this is the thing that always turns on the light bulb, right? You're here because you got an email from me. You're here because you got an email from a marketer, somebody who directed you to my page to watch this, right? That's why you're here. And you're like, oh, wow, yeah, I never thought about that. Well, excuse me. The thought process is basically this. It's like this, okay? When it comes down to it, email marketing is the core business of like 95% of marketers. It really is. And the biggest marketers in the world, I don't care who they are, have these email lists, and that's where they generate their money. When they want to print money or they want to instantly get money or make sales, that's how they do it. And that's why you are here, all right? So let me go ahead and flip back to my PowerPoint presentation since we're here now and share it, all right? So we went ahead and set up in this video, we set up, let me just make sure that's presenting, all right? So we went ahead and set up the Megaphone. That's what you saw. And then there was the Business Wizard. The Business Wizard is the automation tool. It allows you to automate your business, just like I say. Now, before you worry about what the name of a Megaphone and Business Wizard and all that is, it's really not as hard as it looks. It was click, click, a lot of words, basic stuff. Everything's pretty much done for you. I'm going to drink some water real quick because my throat's drying. All right, so then we had the affiliate offer or the TYP or the thank you page method. You saw that in action there. It's pretty simple, and then there's traffic. So I taught you just right there how one source of traffic goes. All right, so with that being, guys, I wanted to say thank you first for being here. I really appreciate you guys listening. I've got hundreds of people on here still watching, and I hope you guys have learned something here with me today in the transparency that I provide, in the course that I provide, and even all the success stories that I provide, guys. So guys, congratulations for being here. I want you to thank you for being here. Thank you. Even if you didn't take action, it doesn't matter. I hope you can at least take some of my words and realize that jumping product to product or looking for that magic button, it doesn't exist, that you've got to learn the core businesses, that you've got to be able to do this for yourself, okay? And David says, I changed browsers and got in. Congratulations, David. You are in, all right? Well, guys, congratulations again. This replay will be available to you guys right after this webinar is over. It's going to automatically replay, and you'll be able to watch it, okay? So it can do it and over again, okay? Guys, you're welcome for the call, and have a great day, all right? Talk to you guys soon.